Hey, welcome to the channel. Hey, I was looking at my statistics on this channel today, and I learned that about 50% of the people who view the videos, which is not a huge number, about 50% of the people who view these videos are subscribers. And so, and me and the people that are viewing my videos who are not subscribers are repeat viewers. So I'd like to ask you to do me a favor. Now, look, this is just my hobby. It's just a hobby. It's not my hobby. It's a hobby. And I want you, I'm not an expert about anything. I'm just a guy who likes life and who happens to like motorcycles, and I like vlogging. I liked doing this kind of stuff before I had a motorcycle. So if you could do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and become a subscriber. If you smash the bell icon, you'll get notifications when I upload a video. And give me a thumbs up. Help my algorithms. Help my videos show up in suggestions. You know, that kind of stuff. I've actually shot this video twice already. One I shot and I edited it and I uploaded it to YouTube, and it's in my YouTube studio right now waiting for me to make it go public. I watched it the other day, or watched it today or yesterday, whenever, and I just wasn't satisfied with it. So I came into the shop. It's Friday night. It's Friday night, February the 12th. Felicia and Adam's in the house watching some kind of silly movie, and I just thought I'd come out here, so I shot this video again. And when I got ready, I looked at it to see how it turned out, and something was bad wrong with the orientation. And I'm shooting it with my iPhone. I'm going to edit it with my iPhone, and I'm going to upload it all from my iPhone. So here we go. Take 3. Now, here's the deal. I'm not a lifetime biker. I started biking, riding a motorcycle. I did as a teenager, as I told you. Then life happened, no motorcycles. And then about 8 years ago, at the age of 52, I decided I wanted a motorcycle, so I started riding motorcycles. And I love motorcycles, and I love Harley-Davidson motorcycles. I really do. When I bought this bike, I went and looked at Indian. Indian makes some really pretty bikes. I could have got them Indian. For what I paid for this bike, I could have gotten... my tripod keeps going down. I could have gotten a really nice Indian, but I just love Harley. I love the bikes. I love the culture. And I say that because my video that I did on the headlight and how I was so disappointed, you know, some guy, and I recognized it because sarcasm is my first language. And this guy commented on the Facebook page. He said, "Why don't you just go get you an Indian?" And I knew what he meant. He wasn't an Indian lover. He was a Harley lover who was mad at me because I was mad at Harley. So having said that, I love my bike. I love Harleys and all that stuff. Now listen, my previous two, this is my third Harley. My first Harley was a 2011 Street Glide. I guess you call it a Street Glide Ultra. It was a street, see, I'm not an expert. It was a Street Glide with a tour pack on it. That was my first bike. There was something, I bought it used. There was something wrong with that bike. It didn't ride right, and it had the death wobble. So I got rid of it. Then I went and got me an '08 Ultra Classic, and that was a sweet bike. I miss that bike. It's the one I traded in for this one. I love this bike. I loved that '08. That was a sweet bike. So this is number 3 in 8 years, less than 8 years actually. So my previous 2 bikes, I didn't really know at the time. I know now. My previous 2 bikes had cable clutches. I looked, excuse me, supper's coming up. My previous 2 bikes had cable clutches, and I didn't really know that at the time, but I did know that Harley had gone to hydraulic clutches before I bought this bike, and I didn't really know what that meant for me. And when I bought this bike, I never test drove it. I went there. It was in the Harley dealership inside. It was the coronavirus year. Harley had just opened back up from being closed because of a shutdown. And that tripod. And I went there, and very long story, but I wound up with this bike. And I knew it had a hydraulic clutch, but I never test drove it. I made the deal. I signed the paperwork. I was there in my truck. I came home. About an hour later, a guy showed up at my house with a trailer with this bike on it, and he dropped it off. He picked up my 08, and he was gone. That day, I got on this bike at home, and I rode it for the first time. And when I grabbed a hold of that clutch, I knew there was something different. As a matter of fact, the clutch was so stiff that I thought that maybe there was something wrong with it. So the first chance I had, I went to the Harley dealership and I rode up into service that thing, and I asked the guy, is there an adjustment? Is there an adjustment for this clutch? He said, no. He said, you just got to get used to it. Well, I did. I haven't really given it any thought in months. I've learned how to do my friction zone with it. I've learned how to utilize the clutch without having to compress that lever all the way in. No big deal. But then the 21s come out, and I start seeing these YouTube videos popping up from guys who know more than I do about the 2021. And the differences, and one of them was the 2021s have a cable clutch. And I thought, So I wondered, what does that mean? Is that a good thing or bad thing? Is that a good thing for people who are buying a 21, or a bad thing? Is that a good thing for me with a 2020, or is it a bad thing? So I did what you do. I started watching YouTube videos, cable versus hydraulic, and 20s. And the truth of the matter is, every video I watched was singing the praises of Harley going back to the cable clutch. Now, there may be some others out there, but I hadn't found them. And honestly, I was a little disappointed about that. And I thought, well, what's this mean for me? Now, I plan to keep this bike a long time, but then again, I may get frustrated and go trade it in tomorrow. I may do that. I don't think I will. I think this will be, I'm 60 years old. If I ride for another 20 years, I take care of this bike, it'll last me 20 years. And I didn't buy this bike looking for another bike. I bought this bike to ride it until I was finished riding. But what does this mean? What if I want to, let's just say a year from now, I decide I want to sell it. What does this mean? When I try to sell it, are people going to say, oh no, that's the 2020. Not only is that the pandemic year, that's the last year of that sorry hydraulic clutch. Or are they going to say, man, I want that 20. That's the newest bike you can get. The newest one you can get that still has the hydraulic clutch. And I don't know what the answer to that is. And it really doesn't matter. I'm not losing sleep. I'm not losing sleep over it. It's just subject. It's a subject. It's just content. It's just a conversation for this channel. So I'm just wondering. And so I guess we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. Now, I will tell you that the thought did cross my mind to take it and trade it in for a 21. I'm not going to do that. I think. I'm not going to do that. I am not going to do that. I am not going to do that. If I buy another bike, I'm going to keep this one, and then I'm going to go buy me an older one just for nostalgia's sake. I am not going to trade in for a 21. I am not. I'm just going to keep saying it. I'm not going to trade in. I can't afford to trade in for a 21. And I mean, I know I could. They can make it happen. And all I have to do is sign on the dotted line. I could have a 21. I'm not going to get a 21. So anyway, it's just subject. It's just something to talk about. And have you had both? Have you had a cable clutch and a hydraulic clutch? If you have, let me know which one you like the best. If all you've ever had is a cable clutch, chances are you can't add a lot to the conversation, but you can just tell us how much you love your cable clutch. And if all you've ever had is cable, if all you've ever had is hydraulic, then you don't know what a cable clutch feels like, but maybe you like that hydraulic enough that you would tell us. So let us know. Hey, I'm recording this video on Friday, February the 12th. My supper's been trying to come back up on me the entire time I've been shooting this video. We had ribs and salad, smoked ribs, spare ribs, and salad for supper. And I'm already feeling like I need some Pepto. Anyway, it's Friday night, February the 12th. I might have said Felicia and Adam are in the house watching a movie. I thought I'd come out here and talk to you. But 2 days until Valentine's, so let me share a different scripture with you. For God so loved the world. Now, even a child understands that. When you say, I so love you, even a child understands love, okay? And I want you to think on that today because he sent Jesus, and then Jesus said, I've come that you might have life and that you might have it more abundantly. And I want to encourage you today to choose life. God bless. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.